This is not the Quran or the Book of Prayers, which are often read by Muslims. Believe it or not, this book was read by Galileo Galilei, Johannes Kepler, René Descartes, and Leonardo da Vinci. The original title, in Arabic, is al-Manazir, but was later translated into Latin to become Book of Optics. This book was written by a well-known Islamic scientist named Ibn al-Haytham, but Western scientists know him better by the name Alhazen.
For me, what's so amazing is that we, all around the world, we talk about Newton as being the father of optics, and yet here we are, 1,000 years ago, 700 years before Newton, and here's a ray diagram.
Ibn al-Haytham, 965 to 1039 AD, was a prominent Muslim scientist in the history of science and philosophy. He is known as the father of optics because of his most famous work, the Kitab al-Manazir, Book of Optics, in which he describes the nature of light and sight.
There's a convex lens, and there's a focal point, and there's all the ray lines and parallel lines and the angles of refraction. Here it is, 1,000 years ago.
He is a polymath, a person who has extensive knowledge in various fields, who is also famous in the fields of mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy. In mathematics, he developed new methods of solving quadratic and cubic equations. Ibn al-Haytham was also very important in the development of the modern scientific method, because he practiced and promoted the experimental method in science. He used experimental methods to study the properties of light and vision and to test his hypotheses. Ibn al-Haytham also influenced many European scientists in the Middle Ages, including Roger Bacon and Johannes Kepler. His works were translated into Latin and used as teaching materials in European universities for centuries. The works of Ibn al-Haytham are very important in the history of science and philosophy, because he made many important contributions to various fields of science, and played an important role in the development of the modern scientific method. The one of Ibn al-Haytham's greatest inventions was the camera obscura.
Allow me to introduce Ibn al-Haytham, a great scientist whose ideas led to the invention of the camera.
You invented the camera?
I laid the foundations for modern cameras by explaining how our eyes work. I found a way of projecting an image onto another surface through a small hole in a dark room, later called camera obscura.
This idea was obtained by Ibn al-Haytham when he was imprisoned by the king of Egypt. It was in this prison that Ibn al-Haytham actually found a historical moment and became fundamental to the development of modern science. Ibn al-Haytham not only invented the camera obscura, but also explained the nature of light, and this law is known as the Snell's law to this day. Not only that, Ibn al-Haytham also explained how the human eye works and explained the parts of the eye, as well as the functions and workings of these parts. And at the same time, breaking the understanding of Greek scientists, namely Plato and Euclid, stated that humans emit light in order to see objects. This is why this book is so important for the development of modern science But you know, all technological inventions related to light today, such as optical cables, lasers, satellite, to particle accelerators, are based on what Ibn al-Haytham learned. Maybe the name of Ibn al-Haytham is not quite as famous as other scientists, like scientists in the book, at school. Until people in Europe gave him the title as the father of optics.
The most important thing I will remember today is the large number of people from all walks of life coming to celebrate something which joins us all.
So this golden age of Islam was sort of like the grandfather of all what we have now.
This is a very interesting to the general public because it is not only science, but science, culture, history, religion, and Ibn al-Haytham and the whole history of Islamic golden era of science.
And here today, the grandchildren